Listen to me very carefully, because what I'm about to share with you could decide how much money actually lands in your pocket in 2026. If you rely on Social Security, SSI, or SSDI, you cannot afford to miss this. And I'm going to warn you right now, if you skip even a single part of this video, you'll miss the most important detail that could cost you thousands of dollars. I will explain the shocking $3,700 gap that's coming for Social Security payments, but I'll only break that down fully at the end. So stay with me till the very last second, because once you know this, you'll understand how to prepare, and if you don't, the loss is all yours. Now let's start from the beginning. In about 50 days, the Social Security Administration will announce the official 2026 Cost of Living Adjustment, also called COLA. This is that yearly increase that's supposed to help your benefits keep up with rising prices. On the surface, that sounds like good news. But don't get too excited yet, because the truth behind this number will shock you. If you skip, you won't understand how this tiny raise actually creates a huge shortfall in your life. Experts are predicting the 2026 COLA will be around 2.7%. That would mean an average retiree who currently gets $2,000 a month will see an extra $54 each month, or about $650 per year. And maybe you're thinking, great, a little extra cash. But here's the catch. Medicare is about to eat a big piece of that. Part B premiums are expected to rise by about $21.50 a month. So that $54 raise instantly drops to about $32. And if you're on smaller benefits like $800 or $900, your raise could disappear completely. Imagine waiting all year for a boost, only to see nothing in your pocket. That's why you need to hear me out, because I'll show you why this adds up to a $3,700 shortfall that no one is warning you about, and it gets worse. Since 2010, Social Security benefits have lost about 20% of their buying power. The government uses the CPIW, a measure designed around urban workers, not seniors, to calculate COLA. But seniors spend far more on housing, groceries, and medical care, and those costs rise faster than wages. So every year the math feels more unfair. From 2010 to 2024, Social Security benefits rose about 58%, but the real costs for seniors went up 73%. That gap leaves retirees struggling. Experts say that to restore the buying power seniors had back in 2010, benefits would need to rise by about $4,440 per year. But with the 2026 COLA expected to give only $650 more, that leaves a painful gap of $3,792. That's the number you saw in this video's title, and trust me, you want to understand what it means for your life. And remember, if you miss this, you're not just missing a number on a chart, you're missing the truth about how this will hit your life. We're talking about the roof over your head, the food on your table, the medicine you rely on, even the dignity you deserve in retirement. I told you at the very start, this video is about protecting your future. That's why I warned you not to skip, because every second here connects directly to whether you'll be okay or whether you'll struggle to get by. So let's get real. This shortfall isn't just something economists scribble on paper. It's lived experience. Right now, surveys show that 2 out of 3 Social Security recipients are already cutting back. And listen carefully. It's not about luxuries. It's not about vacations or eating out. It's about survival. People are skipping meals. Seniors are splitting their pills in half to stretch out prescriptions that are already too expensive. Others are delaying doctor visits because they can't afford the copay, even when their health is on the line. This is not some distant possibility. It's happening now. And unless something changes, 2026 could turn this difficult reality into a full-blown crisis. If you tune out, if you miss this fact, you're not just ignoring a problem. You're ignoring a warning. A warning that could be the difference between scrambling in panic later or being prepared now. Now, can Congress fix this? Well, that depends on politics. Democrats want to raise or remove the payroll tax cap so that higher earners pay more into Social Security. Republicans talk about raising the retirement age or reducing benefits for wealthier retirees. Some senators are floating new investment, ideas to fund the program without cutting benefits or raising taxes. But none of this is law yet. And here's the scary part. Without change, the Social Security Trust Fund could run out by 2033 or 2035. When that happens, benefits could automatically be cut by 20%. Imagine waking up one day to find your check 1/5 smaller. If you skip this part, you'd miss the warning sign of what could actually happen in less than 10 years. So let's come back to the 2026 COLA. Even if you do get that 2.7% raise, Medicare premiums, food inflation, higher rent, and higher drug costs will swallow it. That's why the real boost will feel closer to $30 a month for most people. And here's where the $3,792 shortfall comes in. This is the gap between what seniors truly need to keep their dignity and what they're actually going to get. That's why this matters so much. Now think about it. $3,192 is not just a number, it's survival. It's the food on your table, the roof over your head, the medicine that keeps you going. That amount could cover months of groceries, it could keep the lights on, it could pay your rent, or it could fund treatments that you simply can't afford to skip. Without it, you're not just tightening your belt, you're forced to make choices no one should have to make. And here's the harsh truth. If you don't know about this shortfall, you might be blindsided. You might find yourself staring at bills you can't pay, prescriptions you can't fill, or an eviction notice you never saw coming. That's the danger of being unprepared. But by staying with me until now, you're not in the dark anymore. You know the truth, and knowledge is power. With this information, you can plan ahead, you can prepare for what's coming, and just as importantly, you can put pressure on lawmakers who would rather you stay silent and uninformed. If you had skipped this, you would have missed the most important part. You'd still be walking blind into the storm. But you didn't. You stayed. And that means you're not just surviving, you're already one step ahead. So let me ask you, do you really believe a 2.7% raise is enough? Or do you think lawmakers need to step up and fix Social Security before seniors lose even more? Share your thoughts in the comments because this conversation is too important to ignore, and that's why I told you from the very start. Don't skip, because the $3,700 gap is real, and now you know exactly why it's a wake-up call for every American. Thanks for watching, stay informed, and remember, what you don't know could cost you.